I'm Ross from Cultaholic.com, you're my sexual wank pheasants, and welcome to all of the WTF moments from last night's WWE Raw. A fantastic episode of WWE Raw, not least due to the fact that Booker T wasn't there, just with the verbal diarrhea constantly flowing. Jonathan Coachman, welcome to Raw, a bloody good show all round. Let's get cracking with the knacking. The new graphics on the show are absolutely fantastic, pure as the driven toot, so fresh, so clean. If I was some kind of nerd, I would probably be reacting something like this. One thing though, do you remember a time when WrestleMania was going to be all about the shapes rather than numbers, because in Vince McMahon's weird head, the numbers made WrestleMania sound old? I do. Wasn't the play button supposed to be WrestleMania 31? Now it's Raw, so who knows what's going on. So according to Lady Balls herself, last night's Raw was all about the woman who won the historic, how long is it until WWE trademarked that word, they use it more times than Braun Strowman records his poos. First ever Women's Royal Rumble, it's about the woman who toppled 29 other WWE superstars. It's about a woman who is still undefeated in WWE today. Really? I wouldn't have guessed it with you out there hogging the spotlight all on your own, telling us stuff that we already know, that we saw with our own eyes just a day before. Why did WWE think we have the memory of Dory the Bastard Fish? And why does Stephanie McMahon have to steal Asuka's spotlight? Answers I do not have. Maggle, 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 maggle. So Maggle claimed that Asuka eliminated a number of opponents at the Royal Rumble, including Nia Jax. That's a bit generous, isn't it, Maggle? Don't you think? She had a lot of help from a lot of people, didn't she? Saying that Asuka eliminated Nia Jax all by herself is way too generous. It's just like saying Alvaro Morata won last season's Champions League final all by himself, even though he came on as an 89th minute substitute with his team 3-1 up already. We already know how good Asuka is. There's no need to lie about how good she is, Maggle. So Corey claims that with a win in the Women's Royal Rumble match, Asuka was able to continue her undefeated streak in WWE, as if a win for any other woman in the match would have ended Asuka's undefeated streak in WWE. Remember the last time Asuka was in an over-the-top rope battle Royal Rumble situation? No, well I do. She was eliminated by Eva Marie of all people, who suddenly turned into Michael Jackson, who just stepped in some dog poo and desperately wanted it off his shoe. Oh, Shimon, no! Point. So Sasha Banks claims that the women of WWE got to main event a Royal Rumble yet again. What do you mean yet again? What about WWE quite literally prostituting the word historic and claiming it was the first one ever? It's history, it's historic, didn't you know? I must have missed the first one. Was Sasha under a mask playing Sin Cara or something? Who knows? Point. Sasha then claimed that she proved in the first ever historic Women's Royal Rumble match that she could go the distance. I don't think so, like Sasha. Mr. McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, they've all proved they can go the distance. You proved you can almost go the distance because you eliminated just before the end. The orange hue on the lighting, what could this mean? Oh my god, the original Sin Cara is editing WWE shows. No wonder the camera work has been so botchy McBotch very lately. Kevin Dunn, I wholeheartedly apologise. How on earth is that still there? I guess that even though it's a chair, it stands for everything, no matter what position it's in. Either that, or the ghost of Booker T is playing mind games with us. I want to kill myself. Never forget though, in the midst of that scary chair though, all it took to keep Kane down for the 10 count in that last man standing match against Braun Strowman was a black cloth. The staging itself, the desk itself, Braun pushed them over the top of Kane, while the nice neat cloth that runs down to the floor, that was the thing that kept Kane down. The poor old big red knackered goat. Braun, Corey says, that's a human being. What did you just do? What do you mean, human being, Braun? For the last couple of months, Kane has been called a monster more times than people have been posing for bloody pull my finger jokes in WWE. Thank God Natalya isn't going to be on WrestleMania, or every single bin would have to be fumigated. And also, Corey, what kind of question is that? Kane played his part in quite literally murdering Braun Strowman, so the least Braun could do is try to murder Kane back. Maggle, 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 maggle. Braun Strowman has crossed the line, according to Maggle Cole. Crossed the line. What on earth are WWE letting that big, sweaty, wonderful man go to the Impact Zone for? I thought he was doing really well for them. He deserves a lot more than going to the Impact Zone, where he will be known as Braun Strowman. like some sort of breakfast cereal. And then we have Kurt Angle quite literally having a go at Braun Strowman for sticking to the rules in a last man standing match. What do you expect, Kurt? You booked the match. You've only got yourself to blame. You booked the match. Braun stick within the rules. What have you got to complain about? And hey, why you asked if anybody got injured? You're always harping on about how you won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck. But when someone comes along and has the audacity to get more injured than you were there, you're all pissy about it. Elias, who's Gene? Hackman, Simmons, Upshaw, Kiniski, Okerlund, or Genie from David Bowie? Brace yourselves now, here comes a whopper, because there's no doubt in referencing Gene that Elias, despite looking like a tramp, was being very clean, because all he was doing was saying, "Hi Gene." Imagine flicking on last night's Raw at this stage here. No money for pyro, no money for custom stages, and now the three commentators are huddling around one monitor on the floor like three hippies and a bastard fire. You'd be calling WWE Raw the Primo and Epico show because it's heading into extinction, but hey, you've got to afford the XFL somehow. Look at me, ma'am. I'm just as captivating as Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. What are you doing, WWE? There's more to these men than just laughter. Stop focusing on one thing and trying to shove it down our throats like Roman Reigns does with Vince McMahon's cock. Or Vince McMahon with Roman Reigns is... And next up we have a sign that reads, "The big dog has fleas." People often ask what breed of dog Roman Reigns is, since of course he is a very big dog, and with that sign there I guess we can cross Shampoodle off the list. Shampoodle clean fleas. Maggle, 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 maggle. Maggle, you love it when Reigns gets in that zone, you dirty bastard. This is a family show, and you're sat there behind the commentary table getting yourself off. What's wrong with you, man? And what happened to your relationship with JBL? So Heath Slater is known as the Wild Man now because he had Wild Man tattooed on his arse. Are we sure? The only things wild about Heath Slater are his slippery penis with its animalistic tendencies to create new children and the fact he's got wild ginger pubes. Jonathan Coachman, welcome to WTF Moments. He tried to pick up the Revival by claiming they know the rules and they know how far to push them. I mean, I know the rules, you know the rules, Richard behind the camera, he knows the rules. What's so special about knowing the rules? As Shania Twain would say, that don't impress me much, because she's Italian. He's done it again, 2 nights in a row. He's called Rhino over 300 pounds when Rhino weighs in at a slender 295. What's his problem? Why does Corey have to add the weight of several baby fetuses to Rhino's mass? After calling themselves professional wrestlers instead of sports entertainers a couple of weeks ago, the Revival did it once again when they lambasted the crowd at last night's WWE Raw for chanting EC-dub and living in the past. Not the wisest thing to say when you work for WWE, don't you think? With older superstars constantly spunking in the eye of new superstars, WWE are always telling us that the older generations are better than the current. So shame on you, Dash and Dawson, for being born when you actually were. What's your problem? Why could you not have been born 20, maybe 30 years before you were? Oh, what's wrong? Oh. William Regal in ring return confirmed. He's a man. Adam Cole, the baby! That's not how it goes. Yes, that dive through the ropes by Sasha Banks. How the hell she got up from that, I will never know. She quite literally put the suicide in tope suicida. Be more careful, please. We don't want you to die. And then Asuka is sent arse backwards through the ropes doing something similar. Lasses, this is just Raw. Calm the piss down. Now, I'm not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination. Hard to believe, I know. But the way that Sasha Banks yanked the ropes open while Asuka was flying through the airs backwards was all kinds of reckless. The margin for error there is smaller than Triple H's knobbly penis. How else do you explain the shovel tendencies of that? So WWE are persisting with these handheld mobile phone promos, even though I think they look absolutely big dog crap. And when you think about the process of how they're done, they don't actually make much sense and they don't have the same impact as when The Miz and Baron Corbin, for example, do them on their days off. And as you can see here on John Cena's, WWE's Twitter account is listed where his should be. Don't they not know that Roman Reigns is the franchise now? What's going on? So D-Bar are shown taking their position during their entrance before the massive lights come on and radioactive Sheamus is born. What's going on there? Oh yes, as we established earlier in the episode, original Sin Cara was editing last night's show, so the botchy McBotchness is expected. Once again, Kevin Dunn, I wholeheartedly apologise for all the insults I've thrown your way. Not really. Maggle, 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 maggle. Direct quote from Maggle Cole, tickets on sale for SummerSlam this weekend, Friday. And while we're here, Maggle and Jonathan Coachman was guilty of this as well. Titus O'Neil is called Titus O'Neil, not Titus Worldwide. That would be like calling Spurs Harry Kane FC, or name redacted, Simon Culture. They are singular people part of a wider team, they aren't the team themselves, although I guess that second example I gave doesn't exactly work then, does it? It all looks nice, but is it necessary? Jonathan Coachman says. Jonathan Coachman, who somehow has Jim Cornette inside of him. Oh, what an image. They're all killing each other, following on from Sasha Banks and Asuka early in the night. Sheamus, a man who was dealing with serious neck injuries, possible stenosis, is driven head first, right on the back of his neck, straight into the mat. Apollo Crews looked like he was trying to take a powerbomb, while Sheamus, the man who had him up there, looked like he was trying to take a Hurricane Rana. For Christ's sake, lads, talk to each other. Take care of yourselves. And then Apollo Crews himself is sent head first, quite literally head first. You heard the impact on camera into the ring post, meaning that for the second time he was a turtle without a bloody neck, because he looks like a turtle. Don't remember the first time? Well, let me inform you. Remember when he did that flippy thing and Braun Strowman kicked him out of the air and he landed on his head? Then his neck disappeared like a whack-a-mole, because he looks like a turtle. Shove your beach ball up your arse, you numpties. Point. And with that defeat of John Cena, your boy Finn Balor's chances of being on WrestleMania are over. Oh. But still, he'll be on WrestleMania, so that defeat to John Cena doesn't matter one bit. That is it for your WTF moments for WWE Raw. I have been Ross from Cultaholic.com. Pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Anything you can give us, it will be greatly appreciated and then retitivated into many things so we can make better content for your viewing pleasure. But most importantly of all, do not forget to join us.